Yeah, go ahead, Rudra.
Okay, so we'll go for first topic, EO and non-discrimination laws, civil right, FLSA, and EP. Yeah. What is US employment law and regulations? What is employment laws can be regulations for practices for important role plays in business and companies uh, in our employment laws and regulations. It will be plays an important role and a vital role for business. What is the benefits of learning employment laws for an IT recruiter? Uh, it is legal compliance. It is avoiding lawsuits and non-compliance of fines to the companies. And what is improved candidate experience? It is fairness and transparency. Hiring process. It will be given for background verifications and checking the employment background verifications, and it will be any legal uh, cases for employees and before joining the company. And the reputation management. It is related for employment company's brand and demonstration ethical and lawful recruiting practices. It will be given for uh, brand reputation for the companies, and it will be given a high level of branding given to the company to employees. And risk management. Uh, it will be learned for US employment like US laws and Indian laws. It will be legal disputes, risks. It will be hiring and firing for employee. It will be given for legal support for uh, employees and the company side also. Uh, we have equal employment opportunity and and non-discrimination laws. Given the 6 points, given the below of 6 points, Civil Rights Act of 1964, Fair Labor Standard Act 1938, Equal Pay Act of 1963, Family and Medical Leave Act of 1978, American with Americans with Disability Act of 1990, Age Discrimination in Employment Act 1967. It is given below for equal employment opportunity and non-discrimination laws of U.S. employment laws. The Civil Right Act of 1964, it is given for race, color, religion, sex, or national origin of EBOs. It means the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission to prohibits uh, non-discrimination laws, and it is given for public facilities and including parks to the designation of a public gathering or public rights for the company. It is in company side. I will given for example below. A client rejects to a candidate because of their skin color or nationality, which is illegal under the Civil Rights Act of 1964. It means for the client was rejected to the employer for an example of that employer skin is not good and that person is not rated for national, and it is not valid point for reject to the employers of civil right. He can file the suit case to the court. It is against for civil right. Next slide. What is Fair Labor and Standard Act? It protects workers from unpaid pay practice of to the company. It protects the workers for laborers and employers also. It is given for minimum wage for a minimum hour wages for employers. It is fixed wages or some company of norms and conditions will be given for minimum wages, uh, and it will be paid for more time. It can be paid to employees to more. You can work overtime pay to the company. Some companies are given for a fixed pay rate. Some companies are not given. If you work more than 8.5 hours or 9 hours, they can pay same pay rate. Some companies are uh, pay for hourly rate to the overtime to the employers. And child labor standards. The child labor standards are restriction of working hour limit, as it is minimum limited working hours it is given for uh, it can be given for working hours. Some industries are given to hazardous, and some industries are very uh, handloom companies and hand grooming companies, some manufacturing companies, it will be not allowed in child labors. Some miners companies like some mining industries, it is not allowed for child labors. If above 16 age persons, above 16 age children are allowed to the working for industries and companies also. It is manpower company. It is also called as manpower company. Given for example, a teenager is hired for a job, scheduled work, late night shift, violating. It means it is given for 16 age of children or teenager. If you given for late night shift, it is invalid for and violating to the company. It is illegal of the Child Labor Act. If Maria, it is given for second example also. If Maria works more than 40 hours in a week, it is based on company rules and norms and conditions. Some companies are working 45 hours, and some companies are working 48 hours. I will give only for example, 40 hours in a week. Her employer must pay her time and off for each extra hour. It will be give regular pay rate. It will be give increasing for pay rate to the employer. Next slide. Equal Pay Act. Uh, if equal pay rate means if employer can join in same company, one employer like uh, X person join the company and Y person join the same company and same designation, they pay the equal pay rate for company or industries. Uh, if if uh, uh, if expectation for seniority, merit, and the quantity or quality of production to the gender ability, they're not shown for gender bias. Also, if male or female, they are given for equal pay act for companies or industries. Enforced by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission means it is some employers are enforced to the employ company uh, to opportunity based on commission is given for to the employers. Individuals can file complaints to it. Like if you if given if company was shows any gender bias, the employer can be filed the complaint to EOC. It means it is a employment act like that. Given to scenario like example, Maria and John both having same work experience of 3 years working as a data analyst for the same company, performing similar tasks such as data cleaning, reporting, and analysis. If Maria and John working same company regarding of 3 years experience and the same designation and same company also, they are performing same task also, and data cleaning and reporting and analysis. Is what is the issue is Maria is paid 25 per hour and John is paid 30 per hour. It is given for a violation of employers Maria and John because Maria and John are performing essentially the same job with same responsibilities. They should be paid equally under the EPA Act. It is Equal Pay Act. And next topic is Family and Medical Leave Act. It, first point is unpaid leave. Unpaid leave means it is given for the U.S. Employment Laws and Normal Laws and Regulations Act. Given minimum 12 weeks, maximum 12 weeks of unpaid leave per year. It is useful for employers for any injuries or some diseases or uh, surgeries and pregnancies and adoption of the child like that. Qualifying reasons. What is the qualifying reasons for leaves and family and medical leave? For birth and adoption of child, it means if the employer can given the birth to the child and a serious health condition to the employee, the company can be given for definitely provide the unpaid leave to the employer. It is a company and norms and conditions to the Company Act. For what is job protection to the family and medical leave. Employers are entitled to return their same or equal position upon return from leave. If employer can take the leave for 12 weeks, reason of pregnancy or some health issues, personal illness, the job was protect to the employers. If employer come to the company, it is given for the product job was product to the employer. Uh, Given for example, is an employer request time of to care for a newborn child under Family and Medical Act. The employer must allow. If I said before, no, employer can take the request time of to care after pregnancy. Child was born. The company was allowed to the unpaid leave, and they can pay the salary also as well as in the family in under the Family and Medical Leave. What is American with Disabilities? Prohibits of discrimination against individual with disabilities. It means the discrimination of against to the individual and with disabilities. It can be given for job support and access to work, and they're given for separate seating and to the company, and they're given to the proper uh, files and availability to the same to like similar to the employees, normal employee to disability employers. Require employees to provide reasonable accommodation. Yeah, definitely, a company can provide reasonable accommodation to the disability candidates to the employers because they give proper seating capacity and benefits to the employers, and covers hiring, promotion, training, and other employee decisions. Yeah, can be hiring and promotion. It will be given for equal for similar employees like normal employer and disability employers, and requires employer to make facilities accessible. The employer can be some facilities given to company and industries areas also. So normally, company is given proper accommodation and uh, some minimum wages to providing experience and the qualification not they're given to disability to employers. Given to examples below. Job support. An office provide a special chair for a worker with disability person. Yeah, before you, I said the employer can be given the company can be given to the employer that, who are disabled that person. They given special chair and a special cabin to that person, and access to buildings. A store adds a ramp for people in wheelchairs. Yeah, they can be a person who are disabled. They, they will be ramp for people and store ads into the building side and transportation help. Yeah, the company can give an proper buses and lift to the easier boarding to say like they can drop for one place to another place in like one company to uh, the person they are living in houses and government meetings. City meetings have impetus of a deaf attendance. Yeah, if some hearing problems and some deaf persons is there, no, government meeting can be attend to that person also given to allowed to the company. And phone services company offer test services for people who can't hear well. uh, the company can be offered to the who are who can't hear well, like this is deaf and dumb and deaf people like that. The company can be provided this type of opportunity to disability persons. And next topic is age discrimination in Employment Act protection. Product individuals aged 40 and above from age discrimination. The company can be protect to the older employer and younger employer as well as if a person completed age 40, they can be discrimination. They cannot be discrimination to the company and prohibition. It can be discriminated to hiring, firing, promotion, and other employment decisions given to the like limitations, segregations, or classifying employees based on their age. The employer can be harassed or retailing against another employer. The company can be taken for immediate action to the against the employer. And the benefits also given for age discrimination in Employment Act, and job assignment and training also given to it's under given by age discrimination in Employment Act, and equal opportunity to the same gender and older person and younger candidates like who are joined recently to the company. Given to example, a job ad specifies seeking recent graduates, discouraging older applicants and older employees overlooked for promotions. Is favor of a younger colleague. Older employees are excluded from a training program aimed at younger staff. The company lay off older workers while keeping younger employees. It means the person who are joined in recently that company and who are worked 40 years or 30 years, 30 plus experience, 30 plus years experience to the company. They are giving promotion to over younger colleague, and older employer also excluded from training program aimed to younger staff. If younger colleague was given to promotion to company, and the older employee also eligible to the company to take on the promotion. The company lay off of old workers while keeping younger employees because some companies are not any company like some companies are looking younger employees have a new talent and innovative technologies. Uh, Innovative technology and innovative like activeness to the company. It is useful for company future uh, and given to the employees. And next topic is employment laws and regulation tips. Stay informed. Keep up to
Like,
date on.
one second, team, like any questions here? We'll cover the topics in detail, but any questions so far on the any of the Employment Act or Fair Act like that?
Can we get the link or information where we can find about the first slide that the U.S. laws,
Yes,
employment
yes.
laws?
It will be in the last slides here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Rudra. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. First point is stay informed. Keep up to date on changes in employment laws and regulations. Uh, the person who are maintained to companies laws and like who the company maintain the laws and regulations to the keep up to date, like day to day changes. It can be given to update to the employment laws and regulations to the companies and the norms and conditions. It can be mentioned in employers. And develop clear policies, implement written policies that comply with applicable laws. Yeah, if company will be joined, they can give terms and conditions to the employers, and they mention with offer letter and join letter what is the policies, and regular reviews from the like given websites, like government websites and the Department of Labor and Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and the local labor department. It will be given for policies to employers, and provide training, educate educate employers on their rights and responsibilities. Like if training time, they can the employer can, who are educated to the like uh, if you join new company, if you employ join the new company, they can provide trainings, and they can provide some accommodation, like uh, some kits given to the employers, like new joinees. They can follow the rights and responsibilities also to the company, and the terms and conditions also followed to the employers. uh, Consult with legal counsel. Seek professional advice when facing complex employment issues. Like if you in your recruitment process, focus on the qualifications and job related skills, and they can be avoid some questions related and seen a discriminatory uh, uh, process in the company. For example, about a candidate family status and the age or health to the company. It will be uh, mentioned in the legal counsel also. That we given for a reference link for, yeah, it is referencing for Civil Right Act 1964. Actually, it will be amended July 2nd, 1964. First, like President of Lyndon Johnson was signed in Civil Right Act. Just give a preference for Civil Right Act of 1964, like
Yeah,
voting
these are the
rights
links,
and
guys. Like, yeah, I think, yeah. Go to next slide, Rudra. I'll cover all those topics. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, go to next slide, Rudra.
So let's right. Yeah, it's done, sir.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Completed.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's
sir.
go slide by slide. I'll explain in detail, like, in brief, actually, not in detail. I'll explain in brief
Okay, sir.
why the laws are came into picture and those things. Okay. Yeah. Go to the first slide, please.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Tim, like, before we get into the laws, like, before the laws came into picture, everyone were operating in their own way, actually. Like, every company was organizing in their own way. And there were a lot of discriminations and a lot of issues happening between the people and the company. So the labor laws has came into regulation like way before, like around 2 3 years ago itself in a few countries, and they came up with this few regulations like where they want to follow by different kinds of industries. So all industries cannot have the same laws because there could be hazardous material, there could be critical things to be done, there will be life threatening. There are different ways. There are blue collar jobs, white collar jobs. So those are different kind of jobs are there. So every kind of sector, every kind of job should have different kind of regulations. So that's the reason, like this kind of laws has came into picture, and there should not be any equal employment opportunity has to be given for all the genders, even though they are like male, female, and acquire a transgender and anyone. they should have equal employment opportunity unless the job demands that they need only specific gender. That's a main criteria. But the company has to justify why they want only very specific gender. Just in case, like if someone is working a night shift in the office, in a factory or something, there could be many things. Like one is the safety of a woman, and there could be other things like which a woman cannot perform in the night time. Like sometimes, like there will be heavy lifting jobs, those kind of things. Only those kind of jobs which they want to title to only men. The rest of the jobs, like everything, has to be given an equal employment opportunity. So as long as the company can define what gender can work in this environment. Okay, so those are the things like what it has to be specified by the company, and that should be approved by the labor department. And when it comes to labor law, okay, there will be central labor law and there will be state level law also. So you have to look at the two different kind of things which you are working. To which state you are working, you have to know respective state labor law also, and you have to know federal labor law. So these are the two different things which you have to learn, and we are not going to cover in anything in detail, but we are giving very high level thing here because the labor law itself is a big topics, and we ourselves don't know the complete thing. We even go to attorneys in case of any like misunderstanding or something like that. If we don't know any of the laws, we myself will go to an attorney and get more clarification on that. But whatever we are training here is a day-to-day laws which every recruiter has to know. So with when you know this law, you know how to deal with the people. Without knowing this kind of laws, you will be asking many different questions, like which might keep company in trouble. If you don't follow this law, a recruiter is not a problem or in trouble. Company is at trouble. So that is why company has to train the recruiters in the labor law acts. What kind of questions to ask, what kind of documents to collect, how to communicate with the people, how to be gender biased thing. So there should not be gender biased. It should be gender neutral. So that's what recruiter has to get trained. That is why we are covering these topics. So in equal employment opportunity, so everyone has to be given equal representation, either men or women. As I said, like if it is night shift and there is some security issues in the night time, that's the time we can give a justification that because of night shift and there is some rowdy activity outside, we cannot protect women outside, and this is for the safety of women. We are not hiring them for the night shifts. But in the day shift, anyone can work. So that is the only differentiation. What you guys have to understand, like, why there will be gender biased requirements. And non-discrimination laws. Non-discrimination laws are basically for people when you're working in an environment. Okay, so you have to be working with any kind of gender. It doesn't matter whether it's men or women or in transgender or anything. When you are in a single room, when you are in a meeting, you have to give them the equal importance. Earlier, it used to be not like that. So only men used to be in meetings and women used to work that way. But that was before the discrimination law came into picture. So after discrimination law came into picture, everyone are treated equally and everyone are get involved in the meetings, decision making, and all these kind of things in the company. So that is the thing. What it came to more effective after this one. If anyone reports like I am not giving much importance or something like that, government will not take immediate action unless you provide all the proofs. For the Discrimination Act, you need to have all the proofs. Basically, like right in nowadays, like there are like some things. Women are keeping track of each and everything in what is happening in the company, so that they can go sue the company also sometimes. So there are people like who are thinking in that way also. That's the reason like company keeps the records, and women working in the company also keeps the records. So all the activities that happening between the men and women, and even like there are few women also who are in high positions which are abusing men also. They are using their power to get things done. There are the misusing of power is in both the ways. Not just men are misusing with women. There are women misusing with men also. So these kind of things, like the law is same for anyone. It doesn't matter what gender it is. Law is a law. because law doesn't say it's a men or women. This law is meant for men. This for women. So law is same for everyone. So FLSA and all these things, like we will go in subsequent things. And yeah, Rudra, let's go to next slide. Yeah, basically, like as I said earlier, like US IT recruiter has to know the minimum law what need to be asked. Okay, so one thing here, any US IT recruiter, any recruiter in America, they should learn is what kind of documents you need to ask when you talk to a applicant. So first thing, your company has to define what kind of documents you have to ask them. It should be same set of documents for every single applicant you need to ask. Example, for one person, say for example, your company has a list of documents like you have to ask driver license, you can ask state IDs, you can ask like some other ID forms, which is voter ID, those kind of things. And those are all personal identifiable information. And for working people, like for visa resources, we need to ask visa documents only. So the visa documents are very specific to only people who came into the US country with the visa approval. Okay. So for them, we need to have a different set of documents. That is an extra burden to ask them, but that has to be defined by the company. What has to be done. And when you are working with a US citizens or green card holders, there are like certain regulations what you should not ask and what you should ask. So you should not ask a US citizen to go and send me your DL copy. I need your passport photo and everything. So that will fall under discrimination. US law is once you define anyone says that I am a US citizen, you have to take that application when at the time of offering the employment. That is the time you have to do the background check. So you cannot go ask like way before itself at the time of collecting the resume. You should not ask like I need to your passport copy, I need your driver's license, I need your SSN and all those things. So SSN is like just like an Aadhaar number in India or a PAN number. So it's similar to it. So we should not ask these kind of details. If we ask those details, you need to ask same set of details for every single job applicant. You remember this point. This is the main thing. If you set up set of documents are there, you need to ask the same set of documents for every single applicant. So you have to make sure that you don't ask more documentation so that will fall under discrimination. Okay, if you don't go and ask like I need your gender proof, or you don't go ask that things, and you cannot go and ask I want your birth certificate because it is not part of your company list, or it is not part of the labor law that you need to provide a birth certificate to prove that from where you are from, which country you are from, like where you originated, all these things. So this is a discrimination law, so which we should not ask those kind of things. That is why US employment regulations came into picture, and company has to define why they need that particular ID or any government issued document. So company should have all these kind of things written in employment agreement document. Why and what documents they you collect, why they collect, and how they use it. These are the three things that every employment agreement should have it, or it should be in a non-disclose agreement signed in thing form. Okay. So these are the kind of documents we have to have them signed before we even collect the documents from them. So that's the thing. Next slide, please. Yeah. Rama has raised hand. Like 1 second. Rama, you can unmute and ask question, Rama, if you have any
Thank you.
question.
So I have the question regarding the previous slide. You just said that we are like as a IT recruiter, we are not supposed to ask for the passport or the driver's license if they are citizens or green cards. But I've
Mhm.
seen that as a job seeker, like people do ask for the passport and or the driver's license at the time of application itself. So I mean, what does that mean? Like, how should we proceed then
No,
as a
that's
job?
what, like, you need to, if it is the company policy that they need those information to have those details verified before itself. It all depends on what is your company policy.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. So if your company says like, we want to verify your identification basically, Identification, driving license is must. Without a driving license or state ID, we cannot identify anyone, right? So that is for sure. If once you say that I'm a green card holder, I'm a US citizen, then they insist asking like send me your green card, I want to verify it. Send me your US citizen passport, I want to verify that. That is a discrimination. All you can say is send me a non-disclosure agreement document or any RTR document, right to represent form or those things. I will write
Okay.
everything in detail there.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So in right to represent form, there is a form called right to represent.
Mm-hmm.
In the right to represent form, you will say, this is my ID number, and you don't need to write the full ID also. You can write only the dash and like last four digits of the ID number. This will be provided at the time of joining the company. This is
Okay.
this is my authentication that I am a US citizen or I am a green card holder. I will be providing respective documentation at the time of hiring. For my ID proof, attached is the DL copy.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
So if they want to verify like your gender or like they don't need to usually do that, but normally they are submitting a DL is not a bad thing because that is where we prove that okay the person is in US, the person lives in where they claimed. That is a mandatory document.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah, that's the thing is, and yeah, the civil rights and all those things you can read up all these civil rights things, and I already explained non-discrimination laws. That is what you guys to know. Yeah. Next slide, please. Yeah, Civil Rights Act of 1964. This is where Equal Employment Opportunity Commission came into picture, and this employment law, these kind of things are like basically every common man should have the same kind of law, and we should not oppose anyone applying for any gender, any job. Say, for example, a car mechanic, okay, can apply for a CEO position for a company. Okay, so no one should oppose them to apply for a job. After applying for a job, you qualify them or you disqualify them, that is different. Okay. But as per the civil rights, anyone can apply for any kind of position. So that's what civil law says. Okay. Yeah. Next slide, please. Yeah, fair labor standards and all this minimum thing, minimum wages, and I'll explain brief on this. Minimum wage is something like, say, for example, a company has different like 10 or 15 levels of roles. Okay. Example is like if you are a recruiter. A recruiter's salary can vary from anywhere from 40,000 to 60,000 only for senior people. That's an example, 40,000 to 60,000. That is the range. Based on your performance, based on your activities and everything, any recruiter can be between 40 to 60,000 range only. So once a company defines a range, they can be fitting all the senior recruiters within that range only. If they want to appraise them beyond that one, then they have to change their designation, lead recruiter. Once they go to lead recruiter, then they can go for different bracket. So that is the equal employment of minimum wage and the equal employment opportunity. And minimum wage is like say for example, I took it wrong way, but minimum wage is something each state has minimum wage what to pay for each position. See, we are working for a restaurant, you are a server, you'll have a minimum wage. You are working in an organization, professional organization, that position has a minimum wage. Say like for a restaurant person, it will have $16 is the minimum wage. And person working in a company, they will have $21 minimum wage. So it all depends on the industry. One industry, one minimum wage doesn't match for everything, all the sectors. Each sector has different wages. And what I said is like about salary ranges. The ranges is like based on the roles in the company. The company will define for this role, the salary range could be from 40,000 to 60,000. So I said the senior recruiter range salary could be 40,000 to 60,000. Based on their performance, they can do everything within that range only. If they want to pay them more because they like the work and everything, they have to promote them and put them in a different bracket. That is how the wage discrimination or can be mitigated by the companies. Overpayment and all these things are by the company law. There is no definite law that you need to definitely pay 1.5 times or 2 times or whatever it is. It all subject to the company regulations and the employment agreement what you sign with the company. So that's what some people will ask you, like as a recruiter, you will be facing this question: what payment I'll get to overtime payment? How many times I will be paid? So you have to say it will be regular pay only based on the contract what your company has. It could be regular pay, or it could be variable pay, or it could be 1.5 times or 2 times or whatever it is. Or if some companies will say there is no payment at all, you need to take a comp off. You know, take holidays sometimes, like if you do overtime overwork, you can accumulate all the hours and you can say I will be taking off during this time. So that is based on the company. There is no specific rule that you need to pay for overtime payment. And child labor law standards are like as Rudra already said, each industry has different set of regulations for the age limit. But if you are working for a company, kid from America, kid from 13 years can work in an organization. But the law and everything, the monitoring and everything has to be done by a certified person, HR person only, because they are dealing with minors. Whoever is below 18, they are called minor. Even 1 day less is also they are called minors. You have to the HR person or whoever the handler of that particular resources. They should be certified in child labor law. Not every HR person, not every recruiter can work with a child. So below 18, the regulations are different. So the person whoever works with them, it is same thing in India or in any other country also. It all depends on the age, like what is the minimum age or what is the adult age, basic, not minimum age, adult age. So adult age is like what comes into picture. So they have to be certified in that kind of adult age regulations, and they have to be undergoing some trainings and all those things, which is different topic. So then only they can handle minors. Okay, next slide, please. Yeah, equal pay act is like what I already covered earlier. That is what I was misguided there. I mean, like misinformed there. So equal pay is like what I just told with the variable pay. So you cannot go pay like say like some companies like where they do want to do a favor to the employees. If they want to do favor to an employee for the same senior recruiter role, they could be paying 100,000 also. That is a that will come under Equal Pay Act actually. So if you find out that the same role, the same person is being paid beyond the range of the salary of the company. So earlier example I guess 40,000 to 60,000. That is the range. If you pay even $1 more than the range, that is a discrimination act. So once they do that, company has to pay for every single employee within the same role. That is the main thing. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, Family and Medical Leave Act, it again depends on the company. Unpaid and paid and all those things, it is not like a regular thing, but it is like few industries, like healthcare industries, are where like more they, I mean, like the intense work is there, and there where more hazardous work is there, more life-threatening works is there. Those are the ones like which has to very strictly follow this kind of regulations, but not every industry has to go through the same thing. It all depends on the company. Some companies will give only six paid holidays and six medical holidays like that. These are like depends on company. Like there is no standard thing. Like there could be only 10 holidays like for entire year. For five holidays for unpaid and 5 holidays for medical also. It all depends on the company policy. That's all it is. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, disabilities is a different thing, but the disabilities are main thing like that you have to deal and you have to collect that information. Even the applicant has to disclose that they are disabled at the time of the applying for job itself. If they don't apply, they don't define that they don't specify it, or they don't define that this is a disabled position, there is no discrimination against it. Okay, when hiring, at the time of hiring, they will say disabled people also can apply. Okay, and that is not a mandatory rule, but once you have disability people on in the company, the law and everything will change. The facilities and everything, the ramp walking and not ramp walking. There should be a ramp to people to easily go stairs, and they should be going through wheelchairs. And there are different things. There are dumb and deaf. There will be blind. There are blind people. There are legally blind people. There are different things. So I'll explain. I'll give an example to that. There is blind means completely they cannot see anything. Legally blind means they can see, but they can see only up to 10 feet. They cannot see beyond 10 feet. Those are called legally blind. So those are different things which you have to understand. But it all depends on the company who is hiring. But if you are working as a USIT recruiter, you will not be working mostly on the disabled positions. You will be working mostly with the normal positions only. Disabled positions will come into picture when you are working in healthcare sector, when you are working with the government positions. And government positions also, they will be looking for only full-time employments, not contract placements. Uh, any company don't want any disabled person as a contractor unless they are doing a desk job. In a desk job, and that company facility should allow that the disabled person has all the flexibility and movability also, where the wheelchair can go to all the places. They can go to restroom, they can go to anything like a cafeteria also, they can go to a break room, they can go anywhere with their wheelchair without anyone's support. If the office has that kind of structure, contractors are also allowed, but mostly only full-time employees are accepted in this disabled way, so that the act can be applied properly. Disability Act for contractor is different. Disability Act for full-time employment is different. That's what you can read on it. But usually you guys don't deal with those kind of things. Yeah. Next slide, please. Age discrimination in Employment Act. That is the main thing, guys. As I said earlier, like anyone can apply for any position. And same thing, like usually like companies after 40 years, like, they don't want to hire any people after 40. It is not for all the industries. There are some industries which they say after 35 years, we are not allowed to hire in this position. Basically, like field work. See, in a field work, like where they want to go pick up a very heavy lifting and those kind of things. And if their knees don't support, their joints don't support, they are excluded. This act is not applicable for every single position. It depends on the company and it depends on the what type of work it is. If it is a desk job, you cannot discriminate with the age. So anyone can sit and work. So there is no discrimination there. If you are disabled to drive, if you are not able to drive, if you are visually, as I said, legally blind, and if you don't have one leg, and for those kind of people, those kind of disability, you cannot, they cannot discriminate that, and I am applying for this position, but I'm being discriminated. No, you cannot do that, because that position requires you need to have heavy lifting. You need to have at least 25 kgs or 30 kgs lifting capacity. There are certain requirements like those positions where you cannot go and say, I've been discriminated for this, but the company will clearly define this one. So what positions can be applied for who can apply for disabled positions, who cannot apply for which positions. Okay. This kind of clear definition will be there in the company, so that they can be equally treated, and at the same time disabled persons has to disclose that what kind of disability they have. And if some people will have disability certification also, they will be attaching to the job application. Yeah, next slide, please. Employment laws and regulation tips, and these are very basic things. And basically, like employment law and labor law, what they do is they'll print a big certificate kind thing, like which will be A3 size paper or something, and it will have our booklet or whatever it is. So they will be printing every year, and we need to provide this information to employees all the time. And usually this kind of information will be sticked in walkways or in cafeteria or in some break rooms or something like that. So these are the places where employment regulations will be displayed. It is a mandatory thing that you need to display the labor laws in each company. We call it as brick and mortar company business. Brick and mortar means like if it has an office, they need to display labor law, plain and simple. The next slide, please. Yeah, that's all, guys. That's all we have on this topic. But this topic is little crucial for everyone to understand, because this is where most of the recruiters will get the company into trouble. Okay, so that's why we want to do an extensive topic on this one. Mostly no one will cover this one, but this is a good topic for every recruiter, what they want to learn and how they want to be very respectful to the company and to the people also whom they work. Yeah, any questions, guys?
I have a question.
Yes, yeah. Mhm.
So, as a recruiter, when I go for an interview, do I need to have thorough knowledge about all the employment policies and acts?
No, minimum thing you need to know at least. Minimum thing is you don't need to know each and everything. As whatever we displayed in the slides, right? Like Disability Act and those things.
Mm-hmm.
You might be asked like, have you ever worked on any disabled positions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that might be the thing. Like for USIT recruiter, as I said, like USIT recruiter, 99% will not face these things, but as a mandatory thing, like to train everyone, we covered these topics. But employment laws and those things, you definitely need to know.
Like, can you please, in upcoming classes, can you please tell us what kind of questions they'll be asking on this topic?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions, guys? Okay, yeah, I think Rudra, thanks for giving a nice session. And
I have a question, Balaji.